If you started your filmmaking journey with DSLRs or mirrorless cameras around 10 years ago, there's a big chance the first lens you ever used was a 50mm lens. This focal length is so legendary that it's the only one we've given a nickname that has been engraved in stone, the Nifty 50. Fast forward to 2025, Viltrox has stepped in to revive the classic. This is the new tiny yet powerful Viltrox 50mm F2.0 Air, and we'll be running it through a range of real-world scenarios, from controlled lighting to hectic run-and-gun shoots.
Why won't you just take my hand? Ain't got the time. Yeah, I've been chasing you around, chasing you around.
As run-and-gun filmmakers, one of our biggest challenges is dealing with unpredictable lighting. Harsh contrast between the highlights and shadows, backlit faces, and unexpected lens flares, which I usually welcome, but they can easily ruin an image if not handled right, stripping away all color and contrast. I'm happy to say that the Viltrox 50mm F2 handled all of these tests impressively, some even better than expected. For instance, autofocus performed extremely well, even with a backlit subject. But the biggest surprise for me was how the lens managed flares. Even when they felt overwhelming, the image remained flattering and controlled, giving me more freedom to push my color grading without the footage falling apart. Overall, the size and portability of this lens makes it extremely easy for me to run around with my setup and avoid unnecessary exhaustion. And with this being said, I think we are ready for the next test: studio shoot. Studio shoots might seem straightforward, but for me, they can be rather stressful, mainly because you're in control of every detail. While lighting is key to making a shot look good, I believe color grading is what truly sets the mood and atmosphere. In this sequence, our goal was to push the colors as far as possible by completely transforming the image into something almost unrecognizable, with minimal changes to the lighting setup itself. The results were incredible. Both the photographer and I were able to create multiple distinct looks from the same setup, and we noticed that the 50mm focal length was perfect for also experimenting with different prisms. And this is where we confirmed that Viltrox 50mm F2 lens is very sharp, even wide open at f2. This is Reinis Januls, arguably one of the best run-and-gun filmmakers in Latvia and a big fan of wide-angle lenses. But what if we limit him to only using the Viltrox 50mm lens? Tests like these are important for personal growth. They push you out of your comfort zone and force you to think differently about framing and exposure. Before the shoot, I asked him, what are the most important factors you are considering when looking into a new lens? And he said that for his shooting style, it would be character and versatility. By versatility, Reinis meant how quickly and easily you can switch from a handheld setup onto a gimbal, which in this case was as easy as it gets, because with the lens as lightweight as this, you can use a smaller camera stabilizer. When it comes to character, Reinis said that he really enjoyed the flares coming out of this lens, and also the fact that it's very neutral looking and doesn't appear to prioritize either warm or cold colors, giving you much more flexibility in post. Also, fun fact, Reinis was very pleased with how manual focusing is handled on the Viltrox 50mm lens. Even though it is a focus-by-wire system, it felt very consistent and precise. And as a bonus scene, I had the opportunity to go to Las Vegas, and since the Viltrox 50mm lens is so tiny, I thought, why not? Even though Las Vegas is quite a bright and flashy city during evenings, sometimes there are overwhelming amounts of light sources around you. One of my biggest finds, though, was that the autofocus performed very well in these chaotic situations, and there wasn't any noticeable focus hunting even at f2. Nowadays, equipment is getting not only more powerful and precise, but also lighter and more portable. The tech Viltrox managed to squeeze into this tiny thing is incredible. The Viltrox 50mm F2.0 Air lens is a fantastic choice for both beginners and professionals, because no matter in which situation you decide to use this lens in, it will always feel like an addition to your kit that can be squeezed into a small corner of your backpack, which makes it an incredibly powerful lens for traveling.